Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I want to try something different. Normally we're downstairs in my kitchen and you're doing kitchen observation of skills and assemblies and ways to create and enhance a plant-based lifestyle. Today what I want to do is share with you what we discovered on the Big Island, and that is the Big Island is full of plant-based wonderful things to enjoy. So some people like to go on vacation and just flex off, and that's totally fine. Absolutely no judgment here, none at all. But let's say you want to go to the Big Island and you want to maintain your mostly plant-based lifestyle. I'd like to share what we found out and discovered and hope you enjoy as well. So thanks for joining me and let's get started. Today we're going to talk about eating plant-based in the Big Island. And one may not think about the Big Island as a super great place to enjoy and extend your plant-based lifestyle on a vacation, but it is. The Big Island is absolutely a dream. There's volcanoes and fern forests and cobalt blue vista views. It's just amazing. But did you know it was rated one of the most vegan-friendly states in the United States? Yeah, it comes up against Oregon and California, and there are so many options. So as a plant-forward chef and a full-on vegan husband, it's a conundrum sometimes of where and what to eat when traveling, but there is such good news that the Big Island, Hawaii, has a lot to offer the plant-based traveler. So let's chat. What can we eat? What can we do, especially off the beaten trail options, which are really cool because you will be off the beaten trail a lot in beautiful Hawaii. So as I did my research, I did find a lot of restaurants and cafes that offered plant-based options. Super cool. A lot of tofu and definitely jackfruit to complete out vegan cafes there. But I really wanted to feel confident that we wanted to go out to eat. We'd have no problems at all. There's some awesome websites with lists, like Purple Cow, I think it is, that has lists of vegan restaurants. And I really did not find a non-chain restaurant that didn't have at least one vegetarian or vegan option on my list that I took with me. And it wasn't always spaghetti marinara, which seems to be the go-to for adding a plant-based dish to a regular menu. So it's an island, and Hawaii prizes its ahi tuna, its homegrown beef and pork. But there's also an uptick in the interest in plant-based or vegan lifestyles, maybe because they're ocean-bound, maybe becoming more self-sufficient, maybe you can only graze so many cattle on an island, maybe there's lots of visitors, who knows, but lots of places to enjoy a plant-based. Either get your food, get your produce, get your products if you're going in an Airbnb, or if you want to go to a restaurant. So although Oahu is the most vegan-friendly Hawaiian, I guess because there's like more metro areas, a lot more visitors, I get that. I really give my hat off to the Big Island and its interesting options if you know where to look. So I'm going to start with the produce stands, because one thing we found as we circumvented the Big Island back in late February, there are produce stands everywhere. So whether it's more of a business produce stand to someone who's growing papayas and cacao and macadamia nuts and sapotas in their backyard, coconuts, taro, there is a produce stand, particularly on the south side when you're going from Kona down to South Point. It seems like every little street you go down, someone has this really cool little produce stand. And sometimes they even have home-baked products. And we even found vegan banana bread, just letting you know. Cool fruit called a sapote, which kind of looks like a tomato. You cut it and it looks like chocolate pudding on the inside. Put a little bit of, I'm not completely vegan, that I don't enjoy honey because I'm a beekeeper. So we did drizzle a little honey on it and it made a wonderful dessert. Just something fun to try. And the backyard, these butter avocados are truly nothing like what we get here on stateside. Take some time, stop at those stands, and pick you up something cool that you can try and take with you, either on your picnic or to your Airbnb, or maybe just a snack, or just to have some culinary exploration. I think it's pretty cool. The base is obviously go to the farmer's market and do some research before you go. There's quite a few blogs out there, or just lists of farmers markets, kind of like you can query farmers markets near me. We circumvented the island and went to as many as we could, because I just think it's fascinating to see what people are growing, especially on an island that has 11 different environmental zones. So it's pretty amazing. So on one side of the island, it kind of looks like Southern California, and you go to another, it looks like the cliffs of Moher in Ireland, and then you go to the volcanoes and the fern forest. It's just fabulous. When we were in Kona, we went to the Olive Gardens Marketplace and just had a super fantastic time walking through that farmer's market, and we had a really great tofu quinoa wrap made by Cultivate Good Food. It was it is a brick and mortar, but they have like a little food trailer offering up fruit drinks, and then also food. So it's kind of cool. I highly recommend that. There are many farmers markets in Hilo. There's a really fabulous market. And what I find interesting is the multiculturalism of Hawaii. You feel like you're kind of going to an international world, and you didn't even have to have a passport. So when we were in Hilo, we went to the market there and were able to get some really beautiful avocado wraps made with those wonderful butter avocados. They were out of the tofu wraps by the time we got there, but the avocado wraps held us over. So the next thing, go up the coastline from Hilo up to Waimea. And there's another wonderful outdoor farmers market on Sunday that overlooks the ocean. That's actually where we found the vegan Ukrainian little stuffed breads. I won't try to pronounce it, but I just thought that was called, I think it's called pierogies. Just lovely with shiitake mushrooms and taro. So I thought that was really cool how they took the Ukrainian delicacy and then gave it an indigenous Hawaiian twist with the taro. Someone was making breadfruit sourdough bread. I thought that was pretty cool. Just lots of ways for you to enjoy and experience, not just, we can eat, you can go on vacation and certainly you can, eat at Macaroni Grill on the Hawaiian Islands. I'm not knocking. I'm just saying you can get that on the mainland. Go to Hawaii and really take a deep dive into all the wonderful produce and crafters that are happening there on the island. So when we travel, we do tend to now stay in an Airbnb. It's just easier. It's just easier when you're plant-based to buy things and go back and have some experimentation. You're not rushed. You can sit on your lanai in Hawaii and just enjoy the evening. It was just fantastic. But there are some really great restaurants and food trucks on the islands that you can enjoy. So we were in Kona. We did not go to Swami's Dosa Grill, and I really wanted to because I love dosas, and they're vegetarian or vegan. You really have to look for them. If you go to Kona, go to Swami's Dosa Grill in Kona. And then in Kona, there's also Kanaka Kava Bar. But I really wanted some indigenous food. I wanted to understand, what did the Hawaiians eat a long time ago? When they were, I know they ate fish. I know the Polynesians brought pork to the islands, but also they had to subsist on something else. So what was it? It's in a wonderful area on the beachfront. And they're family farm owned, but actually they're also woman owned too. I thought that was pretty cool. We had what I would call real indigenous foodstuffs because I really wanted to try the taro, the breadfruit, sweet potatoes, and tofu. We had a nice meal. You might look at it and go, oh, that's interesting. But I really wanted to understand, what it was, what is really what I would call true Hawaiian food, not what we consider, I really wanted to know what I would call the indigenous foodstuffs were. It was a very interesting experience. They had lovely live music. I'm giving them a thumbs up because you're not going to find a whole lot of indigenous Hawaiian food. So if you're really into understanding cultures and food, I highly recommend Kanaka Kava. Obviously, lots of Thai food on the Big Island. There was a food truck called Tuk Tuk Thai. We saw actually on a YouTube video and weren't really looking for it, but we were driving out of Volcanoes National Park towards Hilo, and there it was on the left on the way into Hilo. So it was kind of drippy, dreary, rainy, and so I stopped and we got some pad thai and green curry, and it was just as good as the YouTube videos recommended. So we didn't have to go all the way into Hilo for dinner. But speaking of Hilo, there is a restaurant called Pineapple's Restaurant, and it was on my radar, but reservations were required. It looked like a fun space with open air walls and really some grooving music. And what I liked is they actually took the time to create a whole separate page of vegan options from starters and appetizers to dessert. So not huge, but I just thought it was kind of nice that they had a whole separate menu. So I would give Pineapples a try. They get my thumbs up still. And then moving back kind of northwest, Waimea, there is the Big House Brew House. My husband's a home brewer. We hit all the tap rooms and breweries on the Big Island, I think. But the Big Island Brew House offers falafel and vegan cheeses on their menu. So I thought that was really cool. So they have a great Czech-style Pilsner. So I would recommend Big Island Brew House because, one, they weren't heavy on jackfruit. Falafel's cool. They used local vegan cheeses on their menu, which I thought was great. Yeah, I thought it was very well done. So supermarkets, yeah, there's lots of options. They had some vegan options, tofu options of kind of ready-made wraps and things in the deli section, which you don't always find that. But it's such a great trip to go through and look at the different produce and look at this. I had no idea there were so many different kinds of papaya. I think I took a picture of 4 different kinds of papaya. I only tried one because you can only papaya so long. But there are growers, microgreen growers, people growing edible flowers, mushrooms. One of the things I really enjoyed was a sweet potato, tapioca, coconut kind of pudding that I got at KTA. And it was just divine. I just parsed it out and ate it for breakfast. So just have fun with it and just enjoy being, I think, this kind of like island garden that you're on. Then finally, there's food crafters. So one of my favorites was Edible Peace. I think I got their macadamia nut cream cheese spread at Island Naturals in Kona. It was so spicy, and we're from Texas, but it was so creamy. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's the macadamia nuts that make it that creamy. I have tried making, cashew cream, almond cream from nuts and so forth, and it gets creamy, but gosh, this is like fluff. It was so good. But if you're on the Big Island, go and find some Edible Peace. A couple of places are doing cool stuff. There's a Hawaiian sweet potato, taro, and breadfruit chips. There's a whole section in the KTA stores with all sorts of chips. They're just beautiful. They're purple. I think my favorite was the Hawaiian sweet potato because they were kind of like an orange sweet potato chip, but like 10 times better. The taro chips were pretty interesting. They tasted close to a sweet potato. And the breadfruit chips, I think I could take or leave them, but it was interesting trying them. They had a little fibrous texture to them, I guess is probably a way to say it. A little bland, but it is a primary food source in Polynesian, Asian countries. So, give breadfruit a try. Have some fun with it. Hello everyone, and hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for joining me today. Certainly a learning curve for me on how to do this. Maybe I'll do it better next time. I may not do this again, but I did want to share the information that I had. Hope it's helpful for your own trip to the Big Island and how you can enjoy it in a healthy manner. Not that the Big Island isn't healthy, but maybe you're plant-based. Maybe you want to eat more plants. Maybe you want to stay on your trajectory. And you got some good tips today on how to eat plant-based in the Big Island. So thanks for joining me. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, give me some feedback. That would be awesome. Thank you so much. Eat well, live well.